I'm a shell of a man, a shallow person, or at least that's how I feel. I'm a prophet, or so I've been told. Growing up, I had these visions, dreams, whatever you want to call them. I'd see things and then they'd happen. My parents were always so proud, so at peace. They never questioned it, so I didn't either. But as I got older, I started to feel unfulfilled. I struggled through school, and when I finally graduated, I felt lost. My heart was in ministry, but I wasn't sure about this gift of mine. I visited famous prophets, sought their counsel, and they all said the same thing: I have a calling. After some years, I finally chose to open my own ministry. And ever since, God has been showing me things, visions, dreams, revelations. I'm grateful for that. It's like I've finally found my purpose. As a spiritual leader, I've had to form relationships with fellow prophets. One of them was a prophet who was around the same age as me. We met at a conference and we really connected. He was different. He didn't prefer fasting or mountain prayers, which was unusual for a prophet. But despite his unusual ways, he supported me like a brother in Christ that I never had. I began to have these recurring dreams about the prophet before we even started praying together. In the dreams, I'd see him standing in the wilderness, calling out names, and people would show up as if summoned. I didn't think much of it, assuming it was just my mind processing our friendship. As time passed, the prophet would often call me to pray with him at his church. Sometimes, I'd find him praying at my church too. I thought it was a beautiful display of unity and fellowship. But then I made a mistake. I agreed to share the keys to my church with him, thinking it would be a kind gesture. Little did I know it would be the beginning of a nightmare. The dreams returned, but this time they were different. I'd see the prophet praying naked in my church, and I'd wake up feeling uneasy and disturbed. I couldn't shake off the feeling that something was off. But I had no strength to confront him, no courage to ask him what was going on. Maybe I feared him, or maybe I just didn't want to rock the boat. Whatever the reason, I kept quiet, and the dreams continued for years. For years, I started to see patterns. The fear my congregation had for the prophet wasn't respect, but genuine fear. Members would stop coming to church, and some would even disappear from the community altogether. I tried to brush it off as mere coincidence, but deep down, I knew something was amiss. Before all this, I'd have these visions of a group of people locked in a jail cell. I'd see their faces, their eyes, their desperation. And sadly, I knew some of them. They were members of my congregation, people I'd prayed with, people I'd counseled. What were they doing in that jail cell? And why did I feel like the prophet was connected to it all? As my concern grew, I decided to approach the prophet. I asked him if he was having the same visions or if he saw anything of the sort in our ministries. He just fumbled and made it seem like it was nothing, quickly changing the conversation. I left the conversation feeling uneasy and unsure. That night, I had another vision. It was the same jail cell, but this time I saw people being drained of their blood. I tried to understand the dream, but nothing made sense. I woke up from it, and since that day, I never had any visions again. It's as if something blocked my ability to see. And now, I'm left to lead my congregation in darkness. I've become greedy, more concerned with wealth and power than with serving God. I know something is off with the prophet, and I think he's behind it all. I think he blocked my visions so that he can do his dirty, dark bidding. Despite everything, I'm still connected to the prophet. I'm still part of his inner circle, and I'm still bound by the ties of our ministry. But I'm scared. I'm scared of what he might do to me, to my family, to my congregation. I'm scared because I know I can say no to him, but I'm not sure if I have the courage to do so. That's why I'm here. I need help. I need someone to guide me, to support me, to help me break free from the prophet's grasp. My family members have begun to disappear, and I fear that the prophet is behind it. I fear being alone, fear being the next target. I know his taking will never stop. My family members have been coming to me, asking me to pray for the missing family members. They believe that I, as a prophet, would have a vision about them, that I would see where they are, what's happening to them. But I'm afraid to tell them the truth. I'm afraid that if I reveal what I know, it might put them in danger too. I've been pretending to pray, to seek guidance from God, but the truth is, I've been silent. I've been still. I've been hiding from the truth, from the reality of what's happening. I'm afraid that if I confront the prophet, if I stand up to him, he'll destroy me, destroy my family, destroy everything I hold dear. But I know I can't keep living like this. I know I have to find a way to break free, to escape the prophet's grasp. I need help, guidance, support. I need someone to show me the way, to help me uncover the truth, to stand with me against the prophet's evil plans.